Hello and welcome to Gold Price Analysis. I'm my finance teacher here, and in a nutshell, I think we're going down in gold for about a week before continuing the uptrend for another several weeks. Before we come back to this, let's look at the dollar first. The dollar is about to complete or has already completed its daily cycle, lasting from late November here until the end of January. Today, on the 31st of December, there will be an FOMC meeting, and I think that meeting will be the trigger that is going to turn this dollar back up. And here are the reasons why I think dollar is about to start a new daily cycle. Well, first of all, of course, it's oversold over here. I'm looking at 10-day RSI. It has reached oversold levels on the RSI, which are often indicative of a daily cycle low. Another reason why I think dollar has reached the end of this cycle is because this cycle has been going on for a couple of months already, and the dollar cycles usually last for about a couple of months. And what we also see is that dollar is stretched a little too far below the 20-day moving average, and when that happens, there is usually a mean reversion in the dollar back up towards the 20-day moving average. And that usually comes together with the new rally of a new daily cycle. And most interestingly, why I think dollar is about to start a new daily cycle is because of the FOMC meeting today. What's going to happen at the meeting is most likely the rates are not going to be raised. According to CME, this is the market expectations. Basically, there is a 95% chance, according to the market, that the FOMC is not going to raise rates. And very often when the market doesn't expect the FOMC to raise rates, then the FOMC doesn't do it, so that there is no turmoil with dollar as well as the stock market. For that reason, I think FOMC is not going to raise rates today. And what has been happening with the dollar over the last several weeks is this sell the rumor, buy the news effect, when the dollar is declining in an expectation of no rate hikes, because generally, of course, rate hikes are good for US dollar and bad for gold. Once this expectation is actually played out, there is no more pressure for dollar to go that deep below the 20-day moving average, and it's going to revert to the mean. And that, of course, is what is called sell the rumor, buy the news behavior. Now, zooming out a little bit on the dollar chart, we've been in this intermediate cycle in the dollar since early September. They usually last for half a year, as I've discussed in some of my previous videos. Of course, they can be extended sometimes. So I expect this cycle to continue probably until the middle of March. There will be another FOMC meeting in the middle of March. And this intermediate cycle has already topped over here in early November. So for that reason, I think generally we are in the declining phase of this dollar intermediate cycle. What it means is the rally in the daily cycle is not going to last very long, maybe only a week or two. And after that, dollar is going to continue its downward movement. What that means for gold is it's going to be under downward pressure for a week or maybe a couple of weeks at the most. Looking at the gold chart, first thing I want to discuss is whether we've seen a daily cycle low here, which I don't think we have. I have previously mentioned that we were likely to see a daily cycle low over here. We were likely to see gold revert back to the 20-day moving average. This didn't happen, although similar events did happen in the previous intermediate cycles, where the 10-day RSI came back close to at least neutral levels. This time, I think this was not a daily cycle. The 10-day RSI was far from neutral levels. It was still very close to overbought. For that reason, I think we are about to finish with this daily cycle now, after it has been going on since mid-December until second half of January. That will give us a month and a half, a normal duration for this daily cycle. And since I expect the dollar to rally for a week or maybe two, I expect gold to go down for about a week or two. And the interesting question is, how far will it go down? There is a support zone somewhere here, anywhere here. Basically, that's a support zone anywhere around 1308 all the way down to about 1300. I think that's the level where gold can stop its decline over the next week or two. And after that, I'm pretty sure that gold is going to continue its rally, since we're still in the advancing phase of this intermediate cycle, and the rally will probably take us close to 1400. That's my take on the dollar and gold just before the FOMC meeting. Let's see what happens over the next several hours. Good luck in your trades.